Hello. As a producer, pretty much everything you learned at film school you can basically bin. What you aren't going to be doing is spending huge amounts of time fretting over the jigsaw of how you pull the money together, the gap finance, the soft money, the loan, shopping around for available tax breaks in the different territories. There's no heavy duty number crunching, no negotiating meetings with production companies, studios, financiers. That's a different kind of producing and it has no place here. And that's a good thing. It's a whole layer you can remove from your thinking, but also a whole weight off of responsibility that you just don't need to think about. You aren't going to be in charge of millions of someone else's money, paying massive interest and concerned with completion bonds and the like. It's a huge relief. It's freeing. That's not to say the job is easy, it's not, but it's different, more nimble, and really creative in a wholly different way. What this also opens up to you is that it doesn't take a trained producer to do it successfully. Just someone with a naturally organised mind who wants to make a movie. Don't get me wrong, choose the wrong person and it quickly becomes a nightmare. Choose wisely. Likewise, don't choose yourself if you know in your heart that you really aren't the organised type when push comes to shove. It's a key role and needs a right-minded soul to do it. As long as you are an organiser, someone with a keen eye for detail, whilst simultaneously maintaining an overview, then you'll probably do just fine, so long as you haven't taken on too many jobs at once. What I found was most of the producerial work really happened before the shoot. The shoot itself was writing checks and ensuring that the plan you put in place is being executed, putting out fires as they emerge. That enabled me to direct without too much trouble, as the organisation and the relaxed spread of the shoot days helped enormously. It's a case, as I say, of problem solving, putting one foot in front of the other and never giving up. Just seeking a solution, and when that idea doesn't work, going back to the drawing board and thinking up another workaround, then another, until the problem is solved. The producer job then picks up again in a different form after the shoot, with the sorting of post-production and with marketing. But again, the director's main concern of the shoot and the cast and crew has also passed, allowing the producerial hat to come back on. What will come in super handy is corkboards and postcards. I use different colour pens to cover different topics, be they producer topics, writer topics or director ones. But of course these days these organisational tools all exist on a computer. Trello, Final Draft, whatever floats your boat. Whatever you have access to, use it. Producing essentially becomes a series of to-do lists that need going through to the finish, whilst continually creating new sub-lists along the way. It's about phone calls, negotiations, persuasion, and above all, keeping on top of everything and maintaining a level head. Your other key asset, as I just mentioned, is as a persuader. You're going to have to be asking everyone for a favour, for their involvement, for whether they know someone else who can help if they can't. It's an undeniable skill set, so be honest with yourself as to whether you have that in your locker. And if you don't, then that individual is going to need to be the focus of your first search. Look, it's going to stretch you. You're going to have to take the bull by the horns and more than once. It's going to take you well out of your comfort zone. But there's no reward without personal risk on some level. It gets easier though, as with anything, with the doing. And the snowball effect helps, as I say. It's all just one step at a time.